In this video, we will talk about what is hyperautomation technology and how does it work? So make sure to watch the full video. Hi guys! Welcome to a new video from RS Technology. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel. What is hyperautomation? Hyperautomation is a framework and set of advanced technologies for scaling automation in the enterprise. The ultimate goal of hyperautomation is to develop a process for automating enterprise automation. The term hyperautomation was coined in 2019 by the IT research and advisory firm Gartner. The concept reflects the insight that robotic process automation, RPA, technology, a relatively new and massively popular approach to automating computer-based processes, is challenging to scale at the enterprise level and limited in the types of automation it can achieve. Hyperautomation provides a framework for the strategic deployment of various automation technologies, including RPA, separately or in tandem and augmented by AI and machine learning. Hyperautomation implies a studied approach to automation. A hyperautomation practice involves identifying what work to automate, choosing the appropriate automation tools, driving agility through the reuse of the automated processes, and extending their capabilities using various flavors of AI and machine learning. Hyperautomation initiatives are often coordinated through a center of excellence, CoE, that helps to drive automation efforts. The aim of hyperautomation is not only to save costs, boost productivity, and gain efficiencies through automating automation, but also to capitalize on the data collected and generated by digitized processes. Organizations can plumb that data to make better and timelier business decisions. Why is hyperautomation important? Hyperautomation provides organizations with a framework for expanding on, integrating, and optimizing enterprise automation. It builds on the success of RPA tools and addresses their limitations. RPA owes its rapid growth, relative to other automation technologies, to its ease of use and intuitive nature. For example, because RPA mirrors how people interact with applications, employees can automate part or all their work by recording how they perform a task. And because bots mirror human actions, the automated work tasks can be measured for speed, accuracy, or other metrics used by companies to evaluate employee performance on the same tasks. Early RPA efforts, however, had a serious drawback for enterprise use. The technology did not scale easily. Only about 13% of enterprises were able to scale early RPA initiatives, according to a 2019 assessment by Gartner. Hyperautomation forces enterprises to think about the types and maturity of the technologies and processes required to scale automation initiatives. In Gartner's view of hyperautomation, the focus is on how enterprises can build a process for automating the automations. This separates hyperautomation from other automation frameworks that simply focus on improving automation tools, or from automation concepts such as digital process automation, DPA, intelligent process automation, IPA, and cognitive automation, which focus on automation itself. Hyperautomation takes a step back to consider how to accelerate the process of identifying automation opportunities and then automatically generating the appropriate automation artifacts, including bots, scripts, or workflows that may use DPA, IPAs, or cognitive automation components. A complementary idea to hyperautomation is what Forrester Research calls digital worker analytics, which also focuses on performance and process, e.g., how to track the cost of developing, deploying, and managing automations to compare the cost to the value delivered. This analysis is important for prioritizing future automation efforts. Most RPAs and enterprise automation vendors are starting to introduce digital worker analytics into their tools. How does hyperautomation work? Rather than referring to one single out-of-the-box technology or tool, hyperautomation centers on adding more intelligence and applying a broader systems-based approach to scaling automation efforts. The approach underscores the importance of striking the right balance between replacing manual efforts with automation and optimizing complex processes to eliminate steps. A key question lies in identifying who should be responsible for the automation and how it should be done. Frontline workers are in a better position to identify boring tasks that could be automated. Business process experts are in a better position to identify automation opportunities that are handled by many people. Gartner has introduced the idea of a digital twin of the organization, DTO. This is a virtual representation of how business processes work. The representation of the process is automatically created and updated using a combination of process mining and task mining. Process mining analyzes enterprise software logs from business management software like CRM and ERP systems to construct a representation of process flows. Task mining uses machine vision software running on each user's desktop to construct a view of processes that span multiple applications. Process mining and task mining tools can automatically generate a DTO, which enables organizations to visualize how functions, processes, and key performance indicators interact to drive value. The DTO can help organizations assess how new automations drive value, enable new opportunities, or create new bottlenecks that need to be addressed. AI and machine learning components enable automations to interact with the world in more ways. For example, OCR allows an automation to process text or numbers from paper or PDF documents. Natural language processing can extract and organize information from the documents, such as identifying which company an invoice is from, what it is for, and automatically capture this data into the accounting system. A hyperautomation platform can sit directly on top of the technologies companies already have. One gateway to hyperautomation is RPA, and all the leading RPA vendors are adding support for process mining, digital worker analytics, and AI integration. In addition, other types of low-code automation platforms, including business process management suites, BPMS/intelligent BPMS, integration platform as a service, uipath, and low-code development tools, are also adding support for more hyperautomation technology components. Hyperautomation examples and use cases. A hyperautomation initiative typically starts with a specific goal to improve a metric or process. Here are two examples of use cases and how each would proceed. In the first use case, a finance team might have the goal of processing invoices more rapidly, with less human overhead and fewer mistakes. A project could start by using task mining software to watch over how human accountants receive invoices, what data they capture, and what fields they paste into other apps. This could serve as a template for generating a basic bot. This template might then be passed over to the COE team, who would be tasked with generating a final bot. This could include integrating an OCR engine to improve the ability to read invoices and an NLP engine to interpret the payee or the terms in the invoice. The COE team would also oversee quality monitoring initially, followed by an assessment of how much it cost to build the bot and how much it saved. This data could help prioritize other automation opportunities. Another use case might involve using process mining software to identify ways to reduce order fulfillment times. This would start by analyzing ERP and CRM data logs to identify why some orders are fulfilled in, for example, 4 hours, while others take 4 days owing to various exceptions. Process analytics might identify ways of changing the process that would reduce these delays, such as adjusting credit check requirements for established customers. It may also identify ways to automate some manual processes that cause delays in other orders. Once these automations are implemented, the automation COE team could calculate the total cost of implementing these improvements and track the total savings over time. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.